Okay, I'm going to try to narrate calmly. I'm a little tired, so please bear with me. I was up all night doing the other video and getting all of my research all in order for this video here. There's probably going to be another one and then another one after that. So if you're sensitive to your religious beliefs, please do not proceed in this video. I follow where the evidence goes. That's your warning. Anything after that, hey, that's on you. I gave you the warning. It's not like I'm trying to mislead anybody. So save all of the religious stuff for somewhere else, all right? Now, March 6th, 2014, a very interesting discovery was made in the Crimea. They say a 65 million year old pyramid found had a mummy inside. Now, they didn't say that the mummy was 65 million years old. They said the pyramid was 65 million years old. And what had ended up happening with that is that, you guys already know all this, is that Russia beelined it right over to Crimea to actually take control, which set off some kind of heated situation between Russia and the United States. So that right there would indicate to you that something is amiss, right? Or you would think, A, that this is all for show. I don't think so. And I'll get into that afterward. I'll get into that much later on. What we're going to do right now is we're going to analyze Mrs. Christine Lagarde's speech that she gave where the numerology was being used. Now, let me show you here. Yesterday in my video, I know how some of you feel about above top secret, but it's not a matter of using it to as a reliable source. I just wanted to show you that there was actually somebody who mentioned about the reptilian genie, or the genie as they would say in some countries. But as a matter of fact, the French or France, they actually called it genie, G-E-N-I-E, whereas as you can see here it's J-I-N-N-I. Now, so we already know now that, as a matter of fact, the Knights Templar and the Freemasons and quite a few other of the Illuminati-based secret societies, they worship some kind of reptilian race, right? I think I proved that over here the past while. Well, let's take a look at this Abraxas, who I've also proved that was none other than Osiris. And I'm going to show you some of the attributes about him, so it will help you best see what Christian Lagarde was talking about in her speech. Here is some of the amulets that the Knights Templar used many hundreds of years ago. And as you can see right here, one of them is the Templi Secreti. And here is Abraxas with his serpent legs right here. And as you can see, he was called the Alpha and the Omega. Well, if you look right here, there are 7 stars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And just take a look at some of these here. All right, so 7 little star thingamajiggers right here. Now, they say right here in the Britannica, what I want to call it, the Encyclopedia Britannica, talking about the reason why he has 7 letters to his name. The number 365 corresponds to the numerical value of the 7 Greek letters that form the word Abraxas. Now, I wanted also to be noted that the Latin of the cabra comes also from this god Abra. So I think that's where we get our goat from. And if you look, I showed you in one of my other videos about the candelabra that's right there in the Peru desert. It's one of the pictographs that's up on the mountainside there with the monkey and the spider and everything. That's called a candelabra. And it actually means the light or the spark of the god Abraxas or Abra, but they will tell you that it means open, like, you know, abierto. It's not true. It actually means the light of Abraxas. The term chupacabra, goat sucker, it comes also from Abra. But anyway, we'll just thought I'd share that with you here. God, I'm so tired. I hope I can make it through this. So, looking around for all of the Abraxas material I could get my hands on. Abraxas is a jinni and a word of mystic meaning in the system of the Gnostic Basilides, whatever you call it, being there applied to the great archon, the principes of the 365 spheres. The 7 letters spelling its name may represent each of the 7 classic planets. So there we have the what you call the magic number 7 again, right? Okay. Now, as you can see right here, some kind of wiki page. I don't know what exactly it goes to, but very interesting here. Abraxas was not always a demon, but before he became a demon, he was once a genie. But he was the only genie that ever messed with human lives. So now when you see that Knights Templar guy in the video that I just did, talking about how there was a genie, and he didn't name him by name, so now we can get the understanding, since they worshipped Abraxas, that Abraxas and this genie are none other than one and the same, right? After his mischief went too far, the other genies of him found him a disgrace. Every genie captured him and destroyed his bottle as a death sentence. After his execution, Abraxas was sent to hell for his misdeeds, was transformed into a white-eyed demon. Abraxas relocated, and this is just for the game here. I just want to show you what they say about Abraxas, and I know it's really, like, why are you even mentioning that? That has nothing to do with it. Just look at what it says. To corrupt all of the citizens until it becomes a hell on earth. From prostitution to turf wars, Abraxas has been on the earth corrupting people into becoming cult leaders or influencing people into killing political figures or leaders. Now, interesting, I just thought about, all of the racial wars that are trying to be started right now with Obama and South Carolina and everything. I just found it interesting the way that they worded this. Like it's almost like they had a crystal ball and can see exactly what's going on and right now, because this page has probably been up for a couple of years, right? So, all right, let's go on to the next thing. Here again, under Gnosticism, we can see Abraxas and his sacred names, Conubis. I wonder if that is the same, probably Anubis, maybe? I don't know, it sounds close. And then, of course, the other mystic name here, the sacred name, is the 7 vowels. Ineffable name. It's like a triad. I think that's what Abraxas means. I think it's like a triad of Horus, Osiris, Isis. I'm not sure, but I found it interesting that his symbol is the crescent symbol. And if anybody doesn't know exactly what that is, that happens to be the moon crescent, I would think, of Islam. But I can't be too sure about that. So you have the Serapis, of course, that's off of the word of serpent. And let's take a look at now. So Christian Lagarde gives a speech May 2014. And we know that she's telling somebody out there, whoever's listening, a message. We know that. We know this because of the numerology she used and the way she used it. As a matter of fact, when she said 2, drop the 0, 14, she said 14, 7 times 2. Why not say 2 times 7 equals 14? She didn't do it. She said it backwards. 14, 7 times 2. So you just see what I'm saying? The message is to the people is that it's going to be backwards from whatever something is being said. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's how they get down like that. They're all about being backwards, right? Of course. So let's take a look and just let's run over here. Let's run over this one more time. We know that Abraxas has been called a genie and a genie. We know that one of his magic numbers appears to be the number 7. It appears to be something that's attributed to him all over the place, right? So you would think that if we hear the magic number 7, that they're talking about the pyramid that was just discovered. What, they just discovered a pyramid 2 months before she makes a speech. And I say that it's none other than Osiris that was the mummy that was in this pyramid. And listen to who she says is in this pyramid.
That together, which we have not. Now let me first of all, of course, begin by wishing you all a Happy New Year. I guess it's still time to do that, given that we are just exactly halfway through between our Western New Year and the Lunar New Year, which will loom in a few weeks' time.
Which will loom in a few weeks' time. That's your first clue. One, what's the whole point of wishing everybody a new year in May and mentioning the Lunar New Year? Well, because 2014 was the year of the goat for the lunar. I do believe she's talking about Osiris being called the god of all things. The goat, that's what she was telling them, as this is what this is going to be about. You know, the people in the know. That's what I think. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm sure you guys will set me straight. So let's move on.
Wish ourselves a Happy New Year, given what I would like to talk to you about.
Wish ourselves a Happy New Year, considering what I want to talk to you about. Right. Okay.
It has to do with the global economy and what we should expect for 2014. Now I'm going to test you numerology skills by asking you to think about the magic 7. Okay? Most of you will know that 7 is quite a number in all sorts of themes, religions.
Themes and religions. Themes and religions. So we're sticking with what? Abraxas was part of the Gnostic religion. And it appears from everything these people are doing, it's all about Gnosticism and the worship of the serpent. So she's telling the people exactly what this is going to be about.
And I'm sure that you can compress numbers as well. So, if we think about 2014, all right, I'm just giving you 2014, you drop the 0, 14, 2 times 7. Okay, that's just by way of example. And we're going to...
So, that's just by way of example. Sound crazy, doesn't it? Compressing the numbers, but saying it in backward, forward, and to the middle. 14, 7... Or you heard it, so you see what I'm talking about, right? Okay.
Carry on. The crisis still lingers. Yet, optimism is in the air. We've left the deep freeze behind us, and
we've left the deep freeze. That means a long something has been, away for a long time. Coming out of the deep freeze. I know people are going to think that she's talking about a global economy, but listen to what she talks about: 7 years and then 7 years after that. So, interesting.
The horizon looks just a bit brighter. So my hope and my wish for 2014 is that after those 7 miserable years, weak and fragile, we have 7 strong years.
Why not shoot for the goal for 20 or 30? Are you seeing here now that the clues are all right there? 7 bad years, 7 good, just like the Bible with Joseph. Oh, I had, God gave me a vision that there was going to be 7 bad years, 7 good years. So we're keeping it in a religious type thing here.
I don't know whether the G7 will have anything to do with it, or whether it will be the G20. I certainly hope that the IMF will have something to do with it. Randomly, without us together, and policymakers in particular, making the right decisions, having the right policy mix, organizing themselves in a coordinated way. Let me talk about, first of all, the global outlook as we see it, 14, largely due to improvement in the advanced economies. Yet, despite that, and that directionally positive movement, growth is still stuck in fairly low gear. It remains below potential without the inflation genie coming out of the bottle.
So, what do you think she's talking about? Well, prepare for part 3. See, when I narrate, it takes so much longer. But I'll do part 3 here for you guys here in just a moment.